Welcome to Harmonious Pairings, a night of music and Wisconsin cheese. Featuring cheesemakers Wally Hartwig from Chalet Cheese, Andy Hatch from Upland's Cheese Company, and Joe Widmer from Widmer's Cheese Cellars. And featuring musical performances by the Jimmies and Point Five. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Luke Zahm.
Good evening. I'm Luke Zahm from Wisconsin Foodie, and your host for a night of music and cheese. Tonight, we're putting Wisconsin cheese, the state's biggest star, right where it belongs, up in the lights. We're talking complex compositions with unexpected flavor notes made possible by the finest local ingredients and, of course, master craftsmanship. Come to think of it, making cheese is an awful lot like making music. All the right ingredients have to come together in perfect harmony to create something moving, something emotional, something memorable. That's what we're here to celebrate tonight. The blending of flavor and the finest crafted cheeses side by side with the musical notes performed by the dairy farmers and the cheesemakers responsible for it. It's a night of music and cheese. So what do you say? Are you ready to rock? Hey! How we doing, Cheeselandia? How we doing? Oh, man. It is good to be here. It is a beautiful night in Wisconsin, and we're so glad you could be here for the kickoff event to the wonders of Wisconsin. Let's give it up. All month long, we'll be celebrating American Cheese Month by honoring the incredible art Wisconsin puts into crafting award-winning cheese. I'm Luke Zahm, your host for the evening. And for those of you that don't know, I come from a rich dairy farming background. I'm a chef located in beautiful Viroqua, Wisconsin, in the heart of the Driftless region. Both grandfathers were dairy farmers. And I have to say, pairing music and cheese, it speaks to my love language. Quite frankly, some of these cheeses, when I work them into a recipe, make me feel like Biggie Smalls. Some of them make me feel like Tupac Shakur. Some are as much as Ike and Tina. Some as much as Whitney and Bobby. But what I know is this. When you pair them all together, I walk away feeling like I'm Cardi B. And we got macaroni in a pot, mixing it up here. But before we dive in and I throw any more terrible jokes on you, I want to make sure you've got your cameras on so I can see your beautiful faces. We want to change your name in the text box to your first name and your location. It'll help us with some special events we have planned for later on. And if you take any photos of the evening, please share them with the hashtag Wonders of Wisconsin so we can follow along for the fun. Now I'm going to ask the studio audience here, are you ready to have some fun? Yeah! So I want to introduce my first guest without any further delay, Mr. Jimmy Vagley from Vagley Farms. Jimmy, are you with us?
How are you
doing, brother? Hey, it's good to see you.
You too.
Thank you, man. So Jimmy,
yes.
You and your family have been dairy farmers for many generations. Can you tell me a little bit about Vagley Farms and your family's passion for farming?
Sure can. Yeah, you're exactly right. We are 6 generations deep at this farm. We were established in 1854. We milked about 220 purebred brown Swiss dairy cattle twice a day, and we run about 1,500 acres of cropland and have been very busy in marketing cattle throughout the world and showing cattle. My father helped start World Dairy Expo, but our main thing is making good quality milk that we can send to a great co-op like the Chalet Cheese Co-op. Our particular breed of cows produce a milk that is not only high in butterfat, but high in protein and the casein protein that makes really good, smooth, delicious cheese for which everyone will enjoy tonight. So it's a very proud honor to be on this show and to be able to push our family's legacy and let everybody see what it's all about.
Absolutely, brother. I think that on behalf of all of us here in Cheeselandia, first and foremost, on behalf of all of us in Cheeselandia, let's get those cameras on. I mean, I'm looking at a screen here and I see a lot of black spaces. No way, we got to fill those things up. I want to see the color. I want to see your faces and the vibrancy that you bring. But on behalf of all of us, I want to say thank you. This last year has been extremely trying for so many different reasons. And being an essential worker, we know that dairy farmers don't take the day off. I can't even imagine how few vacation days you've taken in 6 generations. But in addition to being a dairy farmer, somehow you find the time to be a musician as well, right, brother?
That's correct. My band, the Jimmies, we've been together for probably about 14 years. But I've been playing professionally for about 35 years. I was in high school band and I was actually in the UW marching band. And in high school, I actually flunked that's right. The big, there it is. Actually, I actually flunked high school band, and the first CD I came out with, I made it my first CD cover of my report card. You can see a big fat F on the back. And for every CD I sold, I sent $2 back to my band teacher, who became a good friend and still is. And I sponsored a trip to Washington, D.C. for the band, but for the high school band. But this particular band has, as you will see, has 3 horns in it. We have bass, drums, guitar, and I play piano and Hammond organ. We travel about a 15 or 20 state area locally. We get out to the East Coast, and we get to Florida, we get to Canada. We go to Europe frequently. We recorded a live album in Romania. We go to Jamaica every year with a group of fans. And so we just have a ball. It's fun.
Man, that sounds like more than a full-time job, keeping the farming balance with the music. And Jimmy, I want to thank you on behalf of all of us again for joining us. And we're going to get back to your band here in a minute. But I want to hear a little bit about what happens to that milk from Vagley Farms and how it gets turned into delicious Wisconsin cheese. And in order to do that, I got to talk to my main man, Wally Hartwig here from the Chalet Cheese Co-op. Let's give it up for Wally. Wally, are you with us?
I'm right here, buddy.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for attending the event, and I'm very happy that I was asked to participate on behalf of Chalet Cheese Co-op.
Well, we're thrilled that you're here too, brother. I know that Chalet gets its milk from 13 family farms. Tell us a bit about why the milk from Jimmy's farm and others is so good for making cheese. What's the secret?
Well, they're all from the rolling hills of Greene County, where the cows are out on pasture and they have creeks with fresh water. And the 13 farms that we have in the co-op, they run the co-op, and they are very knowledgeable.
Yeah. I mean, that all those things contribute to making great cheese, great milk, a great story. Now, some of our audience tonight has received a sample of your cheese. And we're talking about baby Swiss here. Now tell me, this baby Swiss, what makes this a baby Swiss? And can we get a hold of the mommy Swiss too? Or is this what it is?
Actually, yeah, you can get the mommy Swiss too. We make regular Swiss wheels also, but the baby Swiss is baby Swiss because it is a smaller version, and it's much smoother and creamier and milder than the regular Swiss. It has a buttery flavor, and personally, I like using it on in the barbecue when we make cheeseburgers and stuff. It melts excellently.
Mm. Yeah, so for all of you following along at home, this is the time to taste this baby Swiss. And I got to say, man, oh man, what a dynamite cheese. It's nutty and smooth and creamy and has just the right amount of moisture to it. You can see how this would be amazing on a burger. Are there any other things, Wally, that we should be looking for in the taste profile here?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. There's nutty and buttery, creamy, it's mild, and it's just an all-around great cheese.
For those of you who are trying it at home and you want to give us some of your feedback, put it in the chat. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you taste. And while I continue to enjoy this rocking baby Swiss, let's bring Jimmy Vagley back onto the set. Jimmy, are you there still?
I'm still here. I hope so.
Awesome. I understand we have a performance to share from your new record that's filmed in your barn, correct?
That's correct. A 117-year-old dairy barn that we converted the haymow into a music studio, I guess, this day anyway.
Well, brother, what I like, why don't you get back to the barn and let's have a listen to the Jimmies, all right?
All right. Give me a second.
Let me tell you about my baby who don't want to make her mad. Now she's the sweetest little woman boys I ever had. I've been worried and wondering what's gonna happen here next. She said, Daddy, 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 you ain't seen nothing yet. If you keep her waiting, don't make her wait too long. This woman got a mean streak for the mile long. I am worried and wondering what's gonna happen here next. She said, Daddy, 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 you ain't seen nothing yet. One of these days the train has got to jump away. Fooling with this woman, I find myself in jail. One of these days the train has got to jump away. Fooling with this woman, I find myself in jail. And I'm crazy about this girl, and I just can't get enough. Now she's fine, she's funky, boy, she's rough and tough. I am worried and wondering what's gonna happen here next. She said, Daddy, 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 you ain't seen nothing yet. She said, Daddy, 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 you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yes.
That was amazing. I gotta
Thanks.
say, music and cheese, who would have known that pairing was gonna, be played until the cows come home. And I gotta, on my behalf too, that was some pretty impressive cowbell playing there. I don't know if you noticed this. We sent these along for a lot of you out there. When we get into these musical numbers, please let it rip. We're like Christopher Walken over here, and I got a fever. And the only thing that can cure it is more cowbell. Now, we're warmed up, right? We feeling it? Are we feeling it? We got that good energy going on. I'd like to introduce our next guest, cheesemaker Joe Widmer of Widmer Cellars, maker of this delicious brick cheese. Welcome, Joe. Give it up. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks everybody for joining us, and it's a wonderful night of music and cheese. Yeah.
So eloquently stated as well. So, Joe, I understand that brick cheese is a Wisconsin original, and yours maybe is one of the best. Is that true?
Always the best. Yeah.
Always the best. I love it. That's the swagger I'm talking about. You're one of the only remaining factories that makes brick cheese the old-fashioned way with real bricks.
That's
And
correct.
I think actually for the viewers at home, I've been gifted this beautiful, beautiful brick here. This is from your factory, correct?
Yeah. If we have time for it, I have a little bit of a romance story because my grandfather came in 1905, an immigrant, and he had to have a job lined up when he got here. So he worked as an apprentice 10 miles from where our plant is now. And he stayed in contact with his girlfriend by email in 1905. Anybody catch that? By letter, it would take a couple months to get a letter. In 1911, her letter said, if I come to America, would you pick me up at Ellis Island? He went all the way back out, and half the people got off the ship. She was still up there. He said, how am I going to get her off the ship? He said, you'd have to marry her. He married her on the dock. So she became an American citizen, came back to Wisconsin and bought the plant we're in now. Then he had to decide what kind of cheese am I going to make. At that time, he started making cheddar in 1922 and brick. Brick was invented in Wisconsin, in the county that we're in, Dodge County in southeastern Wisconsin, in the 1877s by another Swiss immigrant. And when he'd make this cheese, he'd pour the curds to a form that looked like cottage cheese at that point, and he'd put a brick on, that's in front of you there, to press the cheese into one solid piece. Our product is so authentic, we're still using the bricks my grandfather used in 1922, and you have a milder piece of the brick there. The original type is a washed rind stinky one. You have the mild one, which makes the out of world grilled cheese sandwiches and is becoming really big in Detroit style pizza across the U.S.
So hold on here. I thought I was holding, like when you said I have a mild brick in front of me here, I thought we were talking about this one. You guys almost caught me on camera, like tasting the brick to see if it was mild, and it truly is. Heaven knows like who's touched this thing in the last 48 hours. But you're talking about this cheese, this delicious brick here, correct?
Yeah, Luke, don't bite into that other one. Yeah, might break some teeth. Yeah.
I'll get that caught in my teeth. I won't be right out for the rest of the evening. Before we go any further, and I invite you to taste this cheese, please do taste this cheese if you're following along. I wanted to mention that our chat, we are monitoring that. And I got a little good feedback. Rachel in Miami having herself a little bit of barbecue tonight, and she's making a burger with that Swiss. And Shar made omelets this morning with that Swiss cheese in it. And Carlin and Little Shoot love the Swiss. But now I want the feedback on this brick house. All right. So let's give it a taste. See what we got.
Luke, I got to tell you something.
Go ahead.
Before I worked for my family, I worked for another cheese factory, but they fired me for always getting in the way. W-H-E-Y. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Joe, I got to tell you, we've spent literally the last 48 hours trying to write all the possible cheese jokes that we could. And after kind of striking out on some of these, I found myself feeling a little blue.
Yeah.
But that one saved the day. You're a good dude. So what do we taste in this thing? I get buttery, creamy.
Yeah, a lot of buttery, nutty flavor. Like I said, it makes excellent grilled cheese sandwiches. In the last year or so, Detroit style pizza across the U.S. is coming back, and most of these guys are using the Widmer brick on it. They love it.
Man, leave it to Motown to re-innovate itself with this beautiful, beautiful brick cheese.
Yep.
Now, I understand that you are a bit of a guitar player as well. Can you talk a bit about the role that guitar playing has in your cheese making process? Is there a correlation between the two?
Well, unlike Jimmy, I played in bands years ago, maybe in my 20s and up to my early 30s. We played folk music, blues, rock and roll. And anyway, then I got into cheese making, and then a lot of times guys would just come over and jam. And I lived above the cheese factory. I was a third generation. My son's the fourth one to live up there now. But I remember a lot of nights playing guitar till 2, 3 in the morning, and then going to make cheese at 5 o'clock. So it played an important part in the development of cheese.
I bet it did. I think we have a clip of you singing us a sweet little song. Let's roll the clip. What do we got?
Yeah. It's time again. Oh, Robert was a sailor for the best years of his life. His captain was his mother, and the ocean was his wife. Only fresh out of the cradle, life's one and only spring. He was born to do his duty, he got blood on his high school ring. And it's hello California, hello Dad and Mom. Ship for your baby boy home from Vietnam. Don't you ask me any questions about the medals on my chest. Take a star out of the window, let my conscience take a rest. Well, he sailed across the ocean to the old Far Eastern War. It was foreign to his body, it was foreign to his shore. Well, he traded in the present for all the better times he'd seen. Made an Oriental waitress his own homecoming queen. And it's hello California, hello Dad and Mom. Ship for your baby boy home from Vietnam. Don't you ask me any questions about the medals on my chest. Take a star out of the window, let my conscience take a rest.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, Joe, your music is about like your cheese. It's smooth, it's soft, it's complex. I gotta imagine that playing it in that cabin up there, you're a little bit of a heartthrob in Dodge County. Is that correct? We lost him on that one. That's great. Probably for the best, huh? So I want to say that not only are you a master cheesemaker, you're a master of song, and my goodness, do we appreciate all of our guests for being here. Let's give it up for our guests again. There it is. So Wally, Jimmy, and Joe obviously are not the only creative maestros out there. There are a lot of people behind the scenes here who came together to write these jokes, these puns. We received a flood of clever song lyrics. You would be surprised how many people write in that incorporated cheese puns on social media. I couldn't believe how Gouda they were. That was terrible. Yeah, right. There it is. There's the cue. I thought I was going to get it earlier for the Curdy B, but no, this really takes the cake. What we want to do right now is we want to award your lyrical creativity. The lyricist responsible for the top 5 tweets will receive this one-of-a-kind cheese board. DJ Cheesy Jeff. And I've got one for you. Hey, D. How do you find Will Smith? Anybody know in here how you find Will Smith? How about you, Dead Eyes? You know how you find Will Smith? You follow the Fresh Prince. Hey-oh! It's terrible, honestly. I apologize. So what we got now is let's diving into the top 5 cheesy tweets. Here we go. Roll tape.
Coming in at number 5, a twist on Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Don't Stop Me Cow from Carolyn Kasnoff. From Jamie Sepnick comes number 4. You've heard of moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches? Well, Jamie is moving to Wisconsin to eat a lot of cheeses. I like the sound of that. Number 3 turns an ABBA classic on its head with Knowing Bree, Knowing You, courtesy of Scott S. Semester. At number 2, who needs a love shack when you can have a cheese shack? A little old place where we can get some cheddar. Yeah. Thanks to Audrey Sherrill for that one. And our number 1 cheesy tweet is Let It Breathe by the Breedles, submitted by Dr. Wen Minkoff.
Oh, the Breedles, the Breedles, the Breedles, meet them. All right, there it is. Everybody gets a turn. Those were quite clever. Definitely much better than our joke writing here. And if you didn't win, here's a guitar pun, don't fret. Keep sharing your clever cheese buns, and we will select another winner after tonight's event. Speaking of clever, how about them Jimmies, huh? Let's give it up for the Jimmies. Hey! Now this time, I want to make sure that all of you at home get your cowbells out. I want to see you rocking out with those cowbells. And, you know, just like that SNL skit, I got a fever. And the only cure is more of this. So off their latest record, Gotta Have It, this is Hotel Stebbins. Woo-hoo!
Well, we're gonna rock and roll the people at the Kit Kat Club tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Right. Oh, my bad. That's rude. You all kind of caught me jamming out there. Okay. So, get it? Queso? That's Spanish for cheese, for those of you following along at home. How about one more time for the Jimmies, huh? Let's give it up for the Jimmies. Yeah. Now, without any further ado, we have the opportunity to win a very fabulous prize for you tonight. We're introducing the Cheese and Music Trivia. Here we go. There it is. Woo, we got them hot graphics. That's what I'm talking about. My first contestant, Jan. Jan, how do I pronounce your last name? Are you there? Jan, are you there? There she is.
Hi.
Hey, Jan, how are you?
You're Jan.
Good.
I mean, Lonnie.
Jan.
Yeah.
Jan. Hi. Yeah.
Am I
Sorry.
Okay.
Jan, where are you from?
We're from Madison here.
You're from Madison, right here.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. This should be a snap for you. This is a little bit of like hometown love here. So what we're gonna do is this. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to read the array of answers, and I need you to select the correct answer. Now,
Okay.
Okay.
for those of you following along at home that are not Jan, please feel free to help a sister out and put your answers in the chat. All right, we're gonna make this as easy as possible because if you're a member of Cheeselandia, you're already a winner. We wanna make sure that we continue that tradition, all right? Here we go, let's get some hype for it. Here we go, Jan.
Woo! Yeah. Oh, well, let's go. This.
Okay, here we go. Jan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Okay. Wisconsin is home to more varieties, types, and styles of cheese than any other state.
What's in that?
How many different types of cheese do we make? A, only one, just cheddar. B, more than 600. I gotta try them all. Hopefully not tonight. Oh, tonight. Okay. C, about as many as there are holes in chalet cheese's baby Swiss.
Ooh.
Jan, what do we think?
I don't know.
What?
Blow up the chat, guys.
I
Blow
gotta-
it up. Everyone's saying B.
Boy, I if there's more than 600 cheeses in the Chalet Baby Swiss, then I would have to go C. So
No.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of B's though.
B, Dad.
B for the official. We got to put a
Final
number on
answer
it.
is B.
Final
B.
answer, B.
B, is that your final answer?
Yes.
That's it.
That is correct. For those of you who doubted, Wisconsin is home to more than 600 varieties of cheese, types and styles. That's why we are the state of cheese. You ready for round two? A little bump and rind action?
Yeah.
Girl, there ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and rind. Y'all didn't know I could sing, did you? Yeah. Write that into my contract next time. Okay. How long has Wisconsin been making cheese? Cue the music. Is the answer A, 10 years. We're new to this biz. B, longer than Wisconsin has been a state. And C, since 1969 when man landed on the moon. The inspiration for Swiss cheese.
All right, people, blow up the chat.
Blow up those chats, she's saying.
All right. What do you think? I feel like 1969 wasn't that long ago, and 10 years. Nah, I've had Wisconsin cheese. It's probably older than that. So I'm gonna go with B.
B.
Longer than Wisconsin's been a state.
Well, that is an awfully long time, is it not? Wisconsin was founded in 1848. We are correct. The answer is B. Wisconsin has been making this beautiful artisan cheese for 180 years. That's longer than Wisconsin's been a state. So you're a true cheese whiz. We're going to be sending you home with your very own turntable cheese board. Are you ready to mix up your own party? Wicka, 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 wicka.
Wait, you're one of those? Wait, you're one of those?
Yeah, well, we answered that questions, right?
Yeah, you did. You got it. And quick side note.
For you.
Oh, wait,
I've got a question for
hang
you.
on. Oh,
You've got a question for me.
Yeah. Should we do our dance that we got spotlighted twice for?
You did a dance and you got spotlighted twice.
He wants
Well,
to dance.
You know what I got to say to that? Step off a little bit. That's my spotlight. What are we doing here? My goodness. Who's in charge of this production? I'm kidding. You're such great dancers. Here we go. Let's see those dance moves. Yeah.
there you go. You got it.
Yeah. They dance a lot like I do, especially on my wedding night. That side hug thing, man, that's a classic. Let's get to our next lucky participant, shall we? Next lucky participant, I've got Blake from New York. Blake, are you there with us? Yeah. How we doing up there in NY?
Doing better now.
Great.
You're better now. You're great. Awesome. I love it. So same format as last time. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to give you the 3 or 4 possible answers. And what I'd like for you to do is deliberate. For all of you following along at home, same formula. Get your typing on and enter it into the matrix of the chat. That way our people will put it up there and we can help out our friends and neighbors. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay. How many awards have Wisconsin's cheeses won? A, 100 awards. B, probably just one. Or C, more than any other state or nation. Those are your answers.
It's now. Go for it. Go. Oh, together.
C. C, is that your final answer?
Thumbs up.
Fantastic, that is correct. That's right. Enjoying a Wisconsin cheese is basically winning a gold medal in the culinary achievement, but you already knew that because you're here with us right now. Now, it's time for our final question. Are you ready?
Yeah,
You got this.
we're ready.
All right. Which of the following is a wonder of Wisconsin? A, the Wisconsin Master Cheesemakers Program. B, Wisconsin's dedicated dairy farmers. Ooh, I like that one. C, Wisconsin's handcrafted cheese. Or D, all of the above.
Tell it. Really loud. Go.
D.
D, that is correct. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, what's up? We have a special guest. Who? Oh, the winner of our tweet contest. Great. What do we know about the winner of our tweet contest? I'm guessing that she was the person who described "Let It Breathe" by the Beatles. When are you with us? Hey! That's awesome.
Hello.
Hey, you have no idea. I've got all this swag in studio here. It's Meet the Breedles Let me just read to you what our fantastic joke writers here have come up with. Can I do that for you, Wen?
Absolutely.
Seriously. Number one, I want to hold Havarti. Number two, I saw her camembert. Number three, she loves blue, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves blue, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves blue, yeah, 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 yeah. Number four, let it breathe, let it breathe, let it breathe, let it breathe. Sleeping in my trailer, let it breathe. And number five, I get by with a little help from my Fontina. Who wrote that? I get by with a little help from my Fontina. No, thank you so much for getting us in this thing and putting out these fantastic puns. Really, it makes the party that much more cracking. I wish I could get all these things on a turntable and cut up that jazzy, jazzy music. So, I mean, are we having fun yet? Are we having fun? I feel like we're having fun. What do you say we get back to the cheese? That's what brings us all together, right? Yeah. Our next musical guest almost needs no introduction. He's been a long time face of the dairy farmers of Wisconsin. Without further ado, I bring you the Food Fighters. I'm kidding. Seriously, though, our next guest doesn't need much of an introduction. This cheesemaker is so stoic, you'll see him on the cover of magazines. You can follow his Instagram feed. You can see this guy who literally is the only man on the planet who can pull off denim on denim on denim. I am talking about no one else but the maker of Upland's Pleasant Ridge Reserve. Please welcome my friend and cheesemaker, Andy Hatch. Yeah. Andy, how are you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm having a good time. Saturday night. This is wild.
Tell me about it. They've got me in a suit. Look at me up here.
You look great.
Thanks. You do too, man. I got to say, of all the cheesemakers, you may be the most handsome. No offense to Wally, Joe, any of those folks. But literally, you've got it in spades.
Fine, but when I grow up, I want to be Jimmy Vaguely. That was cool.
Wasn't it, though?
In his barn. I know what I'm going to do in my haymow now. That was cool.
Fantastic. Make sure I'm there for that party. Now, Andy, I got to do something that I know you are not strong with, but I got to ask you to talk about the many, many awards that Pleasant Ridge Reserve has won. And just, can you give me a synopsis of what makes that cheese so darn great?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great cheese. I think our cheese gets attention because it's distinctive, and that's because we make it here on our farm only with the milk from our own cows, only in the summer when they're on pasture, and those conditions are always going to give you a cheese that's particular to the place, to the farm. So our cheese doesn't taste like any other. That's kind of the point, and I think that's what grabs people. You know, not unlike music, there are artists, you know, you hear 4 bars and you know exactly who it is. I think our cheese is like that.
I would agree. And that process, that aging process that's so important to your cheese is often, I mean, it's referred to as affinage, correct?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Homework, Luke. I mean, well done.
Thank you. I got to say, you know, for a kid from Lafarge, I feel like I really stepped up to the plate tonight. That's another like food joke. Did you guys get that one? Oh, that's terrible. Gosh. The studio audience, seriously, it's a little tough in here, man. It's a tough room. Again, the respect. Now, what I'd like you to do at home, if you haven't already, break out this bombshell. This is the Upland's Pleasant Ridge Reserve. I have been to this farm, actually, and I got to tell you, I don't know that there is a more beautiful spot, not only in all of Wisconsin, but I've traveled a little bit. I have. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. And I want you to close your eyes when you taste this cheese, not only to get away from the searing image of me coming to you live through your television or computer or your phone or whatever you're on, but I want you to try and get the sensation of being on Andy's farm. Close your eyes, see if you can taste the grass. Andy, I got a question for you, brother. This has always been a brain buster for me. Can I eat the rind on this thing?
You can, yes. That is cheese that's just been dried out by, repeated applications of salt. So, it'll have a different texture, obviously, and a different flavor. But it is all natural cheese. And, a hint, you're talking about, tasting, smelling the farm. You nibble right up under the rind. I mean, that is really, what our aging rooms here on our farm smell like. Yeah.
It smells like heaven. I mean, honestly, if I come back in my next life as a mouse, look out, brother. I'm coming for you.
I thought you were going to say a cow on our farm, because I could probably arrange that if you're,
It tastes like you taste like you're on the right hand of God when you make this cheese. But if you can arrange for my reincarnation to come back as a cow on your farm, I'd be glad to let y'all milk me.
Moving swiftly along.
And moving on. So, Andy, obviously, you know what you're doing when it comes to making cheese. But it's also rumored that you're a master of the musical notes as well, brother. What are we in store for you? What do you have in store for us tonight? Easy for me to say, right?
Yeah.
What do you have in store, bud?
Master of music, no. There's that saying that you want to own the least expensive house on the most expensive block in town.
Yeah,
that's been my career as a musician. I play with more talented people than I am. These days, it's acoustic music. It used to be, rock and roll. Now, kids, cows. I know it's all I can do just to pull out an acoustic instrument and play. So we've got a band with a bunch of local people. It's all strings, and the video you're going to see here, we recorded in an elementary school nearby, and you probably couldn't get less rock and roll than that, but it was very cool. It's a song we wrote about the river that drains just the area south of here, down by Jimmy's place, even the Pecatonica River, and we recorded at the Pecatonica Elementary School around here.
Oh, that's awesome. When you look like me, it's hard to get access to a recording in an elementary school. It's also difficult to get a table for one at a Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know what the deal is. It's been difficult. But Andy, what instrument do you play by chance?
In this band, the mandolin, but anything with strings, really.
So mandolin, that kind of lends itself to like a bluegrassy folk thing. What's the difference between a banjo and an onion? Do you know?
I'm gonna let you tell us, Luke.
Nobody cries when you cut up an onion. They're a banjo.
How do you get a banjo player off your porch?
I don't know. How do you get a banjo player off your porch?
Pay for the pizza.
What do you call 5 banjos in a dumpster?
A good start?
A good start. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to have a listen to Andy's band and taste his cheese. We are listening to Point 5. Roll the tape.
I've been wandering, she's been wondering when we're going down to the riverside. There's a place I know, tucked behind a cove, where they sing and dance all night. We could steal away from our everyday grind. There's nothing to fear. Don't tell me you're too busy, 'cause I'm too dizzy with life. It's buzzing in my ear. sweet Monica to the river's edge of the Pecatonica. My guitar on my back and my harmonica. We're all going down to the Pecatonica. We all need a place, a rest from the race. I think you all know what I mean. I know some people there, they come down once a year and the waters wash their souls clean. By the firelight, the moon is shining on me. We're drinking our fill. I'm hoping if she's with me that she will kiss me tonight and time will stand still. I'm going out with my sweet Monica to the river's edge of the Pecatonica. My guitar on my back and my harmonica. We're all going down to the Pecatonica. Dying day, I'll remember this place and I'll take you by the hand. Oh, and in our minds we'll live that time again. Oh, and then, maybe, and then I can die a happy man. I'm going out, just me and my Monica. River's edge of the Pecatonica. My guitar on my back and my harmonica. We're all going down. We're all going down. I'm going down.
That's my Andy Hatch Uplands Pleasant Ridge Reserve cheese face, in case you're all wondering at home. Right there. If you're not making that face at home, you're not doing it right. Let me tell you what. I told you that this cheese is literally, it defies explanation. All the cheeses that we sent you today are literally pillars of our identity. And I want to take the time right now to thank all the cheesemakers and musicians who joined us tonight. Can I give a round of applause, please? I love how they come in with that beautiful, beautiful clap track in the behind. It's fantastic. It just reinforces what we're talking about. But what I want to also thank is you. That's right. Every time you go to the market, you go to the grocery store, and you find a product that has proudly Wisconsin cheese on it, you are not only supporting a cultural identity, you are supporting family farms, you are supporting our agricultural lifestyle, you are supporting the state with some of the cleanest waters, with some of the greenest pastures, and some of the most intense pride that we have in the United States. We know what the rest of the world is quickly discovering. The best food comes from right here in Wisconsin. So I want to remind all of you, this is the kickoff event to the Wonders of Wisconsin, a month-long celebration of American Cheese Month. And I want you to be on the lookout for more details for our finale event, the Great Wisconsin Cheese Giveaway. If you're hungry for more, have some cheese. But if you're hungry for more content, visit us at wisconsincheese.com. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, I'm Luke Zom, and have a good night, everyone. Here we go. Woo!